past these every day, the staff as well. You get a chance to look at them, and we continue with one of the newest and largest displays outside the office of Congresswoman Jackie Speier.
Outside of Rayburn 2465, that's the Rayburn House office building on the 4th floor. We're with Congresswoman Jackie Speier, Democrat of California. You can see her tribute to people killed in mass shootings. And Congresswoman, this is 8 months of people killed in mass shootings.
That's right. 465 deaths, more mass shootings, some 371, more mass shootings than there are days in the year so far this year. So this is to put the faces, they're not numbers, they're people, they're families. And this is to make the case that this is a profound crisis in our country. You know, I speak about the Vietnam Memorial and how there are 57,000 names on it over 15 years. If you had a memorial for all those killed in mass shootings over that 15-year period, there would be 400,000 names.
Why did you choose to start it in January of this year?
So we kept having those moments of silence. And last December, I walked off the floor because I said, I can't do this anymore. We have moments of silence and then we do nothing. And we also only have moments of silence for the headline stories. You know, these are all people who died in mass shootings, but they're not being remembered on the House floor. So this is my way of speaking about how profound this is. Look at this family. Here's a case where the shooter kills the family and then kills himself.
And those boxes around the victims that are on the wall on your tribute are those with family connections. In June of this year was the nightclub shooting in Orlando. Talk about that day and putting up 49 pictures and names.
I mean, how do you begin to explain that? But here they are, and as you can see, I mean, they're people from all walks of life, lots of young people, and is, I think, a huge black eye for all of us in Congress that we can't do simple things like, you know, background checks and making sure that high-capacity magazines and assault weapons aren't used. You know, in the mass shootings, more often than not, they're using assault weapons. And that's how, you know, you can kill 49 people in a few seconds.
Has this memorial helped you have that discussion with your fellow members of Congress, with Republicans? Have they come over and talked to you about this memorial?
Well, I think people who come off this elevator and see this stop and, you know, their jaws drop. We've just created a little comment box outside the door so people can start leaving comments.
What are some of those comments you've gotten?
We've just done that part, so we'll know in short order. In August, interestingly enough, so many of them are unidentified, in part because you know, the press wasn't covering these deaths. So now, you know, they're profiles of people that have real life stories. And every one of these, I mean, there's one story here where there was a gun shop owner and his son selling a gun to someone who was being charged a $25 service fee, who objected to it, and the purchaser, they engaged in gunfire. The gun shop owner and his son were killed.
So you're at August now, and you're getting towards the end of your hallway. How long are you going to keep this up? Is this display going to wrap around the walls here and work its way up the other side?
It is going to unfortunately, wrap itself around those walls because we have so many months left in the year.
Do you plan to do it again next year?
Yes, absolutely. And I think if every member did this building would be papered with the photographs of all these people who have died, innocent people. You know, about 40% of these are street violence, another, you know, 12 or 15% are at parties and gatherings and picnics. Some of them are just drive-bys, but it would make the case for why we've got to do something here.
Congresswoman Jackie Speier, thank you so much for the time this morning.
My pleasure.